Let's learn IIB. Today I'll present to you a problem statement involving SOAP WSDL files and how you can use them in your IIB applications. Let's listen to the problem statement now.
I have this component here that using AWSDL, this one here to connect. So what I did, I created the library to use the library for all components of SOAP request when I need to use it.
Okay.
So the library is this one here. It's the static library. So I created this library here.
Okay.
So my problem now it's when I have the new WSDL for if I have a new WSDL, this one here that have this one, if I have a new that have a new command, have a new operators, this one, how I can update my library there, because now what I'm doing, I'm deleting the library and I create again.
There are multiple ways in which you can solve this problem. Let me show you an example where you can use different versions of shared library, or you can use subflows instead of actually using the SOAP request node and adding the reference to the shared library WSDL file. Let's start with the example. Here I show a WSDL file called SQL functions. It has few operations within it called split string, country code check, and find email. Three different operations. What is my goal? I want to create a shared library, a static library that can be reused in multiple applications, and have to reduce the lines of code that I write or the configurations that I do. That is the reason I'm creating a library. Instead of every application holding a copy of the WSDL file, I will save that artifact into this library and we will reference it. Create a message model, select SOAP. Next, point this to the WSDL that you already have on your machine. It doesn't have to be an application that's present already in your workspace. The WSDL file can be given to you by your providing systems, and you can directly add a file reference. It doesn't have to be part of a project. That is why I purposefully am selecting a file system reference instead of a project reference. WSDL file is now imported into the library. We see all the same operations. Now I'm going to create few subflows. One subflow for each operation within the WSDL. So whenever I want to invoke that SOAP operation, I will not use a SOAP request node. I will not use any other SOAP extract functions. I will use a subflow and have that code stored as part of the library. I drag and drop the WSTL file onto the subflow, and here I say I want to invoke this particular message flow. Operation is selected. When I click finish, the toolkit automatically creates a subflow for me. That is why I first created the helper utility flow. If you look at the contents of this subflow, you would see a SOAP request node. Okay, let's also create the other operation. Country code check. So the subflow contains a SOAP request node with all the properties selected properly, binding, port type, WSTL file, operation, so on. The same goes for the other subflow as well. You have the nodes for input, output, fault, error, etc. connected properly. Now for the final and the third operation, find email, all of these things are done. I don't need the helper utility anymore. So we have WSTL file in a library and 3 subflows also in the library. Let's create a demo application. Our use case with this demo application is that there are multiple applications that want to make use of this WSTL, that's SOAP operation, but we want to have as much code as possible into a library so that we reduce code duplication and we make the configuration and development process easy for the developer. So the best way to do that is by using a subflow. All your logic will reside within the subflow. You only have to drag and drop the component and that functionality is available to you. The less code you write, the less bugs you create. I generally use pass-through node in my flows to ignore errors when I'm doing a POC. I don't want the errors to keep circling on the queue. If you have a backward queue defined or a dead letter queue, then the message would go into that backward location, and you won't have the errors circling within that node. But as a failsafe, I use a pass-through node. Now this flow has a MQ input, MQ output, and we are invoking the SOAP service. But we don't have to configure anything specific to that SOAP service. All the details are already available in the library, and when you drag and drop the component, that feature is made available to you. That's it. Again, we check the contents of the subflow. Finally, I clean up my workspace and delete the projects. Thank you and happy coding.